Hey guys, it's James at Raspberry Jam Berlin, and I just wanted to share with you a problem I've been having this weekend and the solution that I found for it just tonight. I've only just managed to get this to work, so I'm super excited to share it with you. So basically, this is OBS, and there's obviously scenes in OBS where you can switch to. So this is screen record, and this is start screen. This is for streaming that I can switch for cameras or for a computer game or for a screen record. I would like to be able to stream this into YouTube or Twitch, and these buttons here at the top will help me from switching from one source or media source or layout to another layout. Now, the cool thing about that is you can set up hotkeys to switch scenes. So here I can do this. Command 3 will switch it to the screen record, and this will set it to the start screen again. The issue with this shortcuts is that it comes in two different types of forms. If you do a shortcut, normally you have to have OBS in focus. You can automate shortcuts, or not automate, you can set up shortcuts that when you use those shortcuts, they will, in the background, sort of activate in OBS or in any other application you wanted to. It's something with Mac that you can set up keyboard shortcuts to go to a specific program. The issue is, though, that if your shortcut that you're using is available on the program that you're on, for example, Chrome, if I were to do Command 1, it would switch tabs. 3 is another tab, and then 5 is back to YouTube. So I can't use Command 1, 2, and 3. I can use obscure shortcuts, but it becomes a problem when you're really I tried to use a really obscure shortcut, and then I found out that in Terminal it was using that shortcut. So while Chrome it was okay, Terminal it wasn't, and it became like kind of a sore head. I don't want to have to, crane my fingers around the keyboard trying to figure out the shortcuts while I'm trying to do a stream. So I thought what would be kind of a cool solution was to set up this little baby. This is a Raspberry Pi Pico with an Pico RGB keypad from Pimoroni, and it looks pretty. It can color into different colors. You can set it up. It's RGB. You can do whatever. It's rainbows. It's awesome. I wanted to set this up as a keyboard so that it can run those shortcuts. Again, you've still got the problem with OBS that if it's in the background and you've got really obscure shortcuts, you're still going to fall into this issue where some programs don't work. Sometimes it doesn't activate the thing that you want it to do, and also, it's not the nicest solution. So my sort of take on this, and it's maybe not the most elegant solution to this, but what I thought was, I want to keep this as a keyboard, and I want to maybe make something more out of this where these buttons are not really keys, but they will activate these and do different things. So this button could be for scenes, and then these would be shortcuts to different scenes, and then this one would be for media or logos or something, and then these would be for different positions for cameras or whatever. So there's a sort of degree of programming I want to do in here, but I kind of still want to keep this as a keyboard. So what I've done is, if we follow the cable up to this, is the Raspberry Pi 4. It doesn't need to be the Raspberry Pi 4. It could be quite a few Raspberry Pis. It could be a Raspberry Pi 3. Just something with Wi-Fi, or even if it's wired connected, it's okay. And I wanted to use Node Red to basically take the keyboard, find out which key I pressed, change it into some JSON, add a message ID, wrap it into JSON, and then send it as a WebSocket to OBS, which means that in the background I can switch scenes, like it was a keyboard connected. But the cool thing about that is, and this is a bit delayed, so we need to wait for it. This is the stream. If I do, right, so now I'm on the stream. Now I'm watching what we just did a second ago. Now if I press the button and wait, it will switch to the screen record. There it's caught up, right, there's the screen record. And then if I press it again, give it a few more seconds, and then we'll go back to the title screen. Now there's Inception. Now it's back to the title screen. So yeah, I mean, for the YouTube perspective, there's a bit of a delay, but that's only because I'm recording the recording. But here, this is where it really counts. That in the background, it happened instantaneous. That I'm pressing the keys and it's switching scenes. So it means then now I can have this off to the side. I can have my cameras recording, and I can just go boop boop, and it's changing scenes. So this is basically, oh, it's stuck. Maybe I think I pulled I pulled the cable out. That's helpful. Don't pull the cable out. This is also cool because the Raspberry Pi is still connected. If I've pulled the keyboard out, it still works. Because this is just a keyboard. That's all this is doing. So there's no issues with interconnectivity. I thought about installing WebSockets here and having it driving the whole, pushing the whole commands from the Pico. I didn't initially feel like you could do that. It's MicroPython as well. I wasn't sure like what kind of capabilities it would have. So I thought, just keep this part as simple as possible. Use the Raspberry Pi 4 to do the meat and potatoes. And it seems to work so far. So I just wanted to share with you guys my not very elegant solution. Hopefully, maybe you've got some suggestions to make this better. I thought that this would be, I mean, of course, yes, I could get a Stream Deck and do it that way, and I'm still using WebSockets, but I could have like a little screen down here. Actually, the cool thing about the Node Red is that because I used buttons here, I could change the URL to put UI. I did use dashboard elements. I've not put the labels in, but essentially this one will get the version of the WebSockets, and these two will switch the screens. I need to put labels in. So yeah, I can basically make an interface, but then I can also have this cool keyboard, which to be honest, this is cooler. I love this. Pimoroni did a really good job making this. Anyway, thank you very much for checking this video out, and I wish you a happy day. And please subscribe to Raspberry Jam Berlin. Please check out Pimoroni for their cool devices. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. Bye-bye.